Hey everyone, welcome back to Beekeeping with Natalie, or welcome to if you are new. Today's video is going to be on cutting comb, which I'm really excited for. I've had a lot of fun this year with doing comb honey. It's been our first year really focusing on it. We've done a little bit of it in the past, but we haven't really gotten into it a whole lot, and we haven't really advertised it that we're going to sell some or anything like that. But this year we are definitely getting into it a little bit more, mostly because Gus Mitchell has been a really big help, and I want to start off by just thanking him so much for giving us these ideas, helping us out with all of it. We're able to go see him and visit him, and he's helped us out a ton, and this is where we've gotten most of these ideas, got a lot of this stuff, so I don't want to take any credit for it. So I'm going to leave his channel right here in the corner so that you can check it out, because he focuses a lot on comb and does a really good job with it. So if you definitely go check out his channel, I think that'd be awesome, and you'd be able to learn a lot from him. And so we've been able to try out comb this year, and it's been a lot of fun. And we have a really exciting tool to use today. This is the Pierce cut comb. I was able to be introduced by it at Hive Life, and we were able to get one from Pierce, so thank you so much for sending us one of these. We've used it a little bit this year, a couple times, and it's been really nice, and it's super easy. So I've been really excited to do a video on it. We haven't been able to get around to it, but we're finally doing it, and so I just wanted to go ahead and start off by saying we started it, we turned it on. So here's the, what's this called? This is where you can control it and everything, and so it has the notes right here. You want to turn it on to max for around 4 minutes, and then after the 4 minutes is up, you want to put it on the cutting zone. We like to put it around 6. It has been 4 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to 6. So now it is ready to cut the comb. So we'll go ahead and get started here, and basically there's a couple different ways we've seen people do it. We're going to show you how we do it today. So right here is the comb cutter, and then we've got a tray here, a rack on top of this tray. That way we can catch all of the honey and the comb that might drip through here. I don't have the bucket that we normally use. We use like a bucket or something that we can put the extra comb in. I don't have it right now, but I will definitely grab it for later. So here are the frames. I have a video on us getting these in the hives and putting them on the hive so that they can start building it out. I've got some update videos too on the comb. If you want to check out that video, I'll leave the link right here. That one's on basically putting these on the hives, and it talks a little bit more about these frames and how much I like them. And so they look a little different than the normal frame. So I don't know if you can see here, but like this top piece right here is a lot more thinner, which doesn't affect the frame at all. These are really nice frames. And I'll try and pull this frame out here so you can kind of see it to compare. So this is just a normal medium. This is not a comb frame, but I don't know if you can see here, there's definitely a difference in the size. And the reason why it's so nice for this is because it makes it really easy to be flexible with the comb. So let me show you what I mean by that. So like right down here, there's a piece that isn't capped. It doesn't look like there's really any honey in it. This frame does is it gives us that extra bit of space, so I can go further up with the comb cutter and I won't get any of this, because we want to make sure that we're selling really nice looking comb, which is definitely a little bit harder to get because the bees have to do a lot more work to get this comb to where it is, because they have to build it out. It basically starts from scratch. We give them a little piece that they can start building off of that is actually wax, which we didn't get around to making a video on, but I really wish we would have. Again, Gus has a video on it though, so you can go check that one out. That's where we learned how to do it. And so it's really nice because it gives us that little bit of room. And we'll go ahead and basically get started here, and I'll show you these. I'm gonna wipe my hands off here just so I don't get these sticky. I'll go ahead and show you these now just so it doesn't get all messy later. But these are our containers. So these are a 2x4 container, and so they are plastic and clear so you can see the comb. And basically we got these from Blue Sky Beekeeping Supplies. I think that's what it is, yeah. And they come with the lid too, which these lids are really nice. And I'll show you, oh, that's upside down, that's my bad. So they just slide right in. Gotta get it perfectly straight. There we go. So it just slides right in, and it looks nice. I'll show you our labels here in a second, but the labels are able to keep this lid on a little bit better because they do slide off really easily, and so the labels help out a lot because it will keep the lid from staying on. So here's our labels. These are custom made, so you can't get these anywhere, but it's clear, and so you can't really see it. There's a little bit of a line right here, but you can see the letters. Sorry, see the letters really nice, and yet you can still see the comb, which is really important and what we were looking for. But it actually wraps around here to around this area, and so it keeps this lid on. So there's the labels. So another thing about these jars or these containers that is not that big of a deal, but I really like, is you can stack them and they just place on really easily because there's little dots that keep it in place, which is nice. So you can stack these. These have been in the freezer. We store them in the freezer, that way they don't crystallize. And then once they're ready to go to the person who's buying them, we'll just take them out of the freezer and give it to them. Well, we'll go ahead and get started on cutting these comb, which I'm super excited on. I don't have very many containers. I only have 2, but I'll go ahead and show you how we cut it. And so, I don't know if you can see it, but this side's a little bit more shallow here, and then this side's sticking out a little bit more. So I'm going to cut on this side here. Now, one thing that I've noticed some people will do is they'll take a knife and they'll cut this whole thing out all around the frame. I actually just go ahead and cut the comb right in the frame. I'm not sure if it matters. It's worked out really good for us though, so I think it'll be fine. So we'll go ahead and show you how we do it. So we just lay it down on this rack here. Let's scoot this up a little bit. And this is my first one of the day, so hopefully it's not too bad. But basically, we'll just punch it in here. So figure out where it needs to go. I like to figure, because like right here, there's holes right here, so I'm not going to cut this part. I'm going to cut more on this edge right here. So we'll go ahead and cut this right here. Super, super easy. And look how nice that looks right there. Sorry, I don't want this to drip. It looks so nice, and the cappings that they put on looks great. And so we're ready to just continue. The cord's kind of messing up a little bit here. So then you just keep cutting. Just like that. So this is a perfect size for our containers. So it works great. It cuts through so easily, which is so nice. Now, one thing that I did that I just messed up on, but hey, we want to keep this real. I just got honey all over the top of this, which will mess up the comb on how it looks. So that's my fault. Try not to do that. I'll try not to do that on the next few ones, but it is dripping off of this, which makes it a little bit more difficult. So you can see how I was able to cut super close up to the top here, and so it didn't get this piece down here that's not capped. So we'll just keep cutting this, and it's super easy, which is really nice because I don't want this to be hard. And it goes really, really quick. So this fits perfectly, but the bees don't tend to build this part out a whole lot here, which I'll show you what we do with that here in a second. You want to be really careful because this is pretty hot. We can talk about this for a second here. So this is what it looks like, and it works super great because it heats up, and so it cuts through so smoothly. I mean, you just saw how nice it goes. This is to protect from the heat a little bit. It works great. The handle is nice. It just, all of it is really, really great. I'm making a video on our Pierce uncapping tank and their hot knife. I'm not sure which one I'm going to get out first, but you'll know once you watch this video. And their stuff is really, really great, and we really like it. And so now what you can do is just pull this frame up, just like that. And all of that comb is ready to be put into its containers. So this can go right into the zipper here because we are done with that. And again, try not to get honey on the top. That was my fault. I'm going to go ahead and put some gloves on because I am going to grab the comb to put it in these containers here. The gloves make it a little bit more difficult, but we want to make sure that we keep it as sanitary as possible. And so I'll just grab it at this part's a little bit more difficult. I wonder if there's any other way we can make this a little bit smoother to do, because I tend to get honey along the side here, and we do have to wipe all of these down. That way they're not sticky. But I'll just grab this. Try not to smush it or anything because I don't want it to make it look bad. And then it just fits so perfectly inside here. So see, it's a little bit difficult to get it in there, and I also don't want to just kind of shake it around. There we go. I don't want to push it down to then it'll mess it up top here. But that's how it looks. So the reason why I wonder if there's a better way to do it, because it does make some honey spots right here, but that's not that big of a deal. So that's it. I mean, look how nicely that fits in there. It looks great. And so I'll do one more. Just place it right into this container really quick. It's taking me a little bit longer this time just because we're filming a video, but it's really quick if you're just trying to get it done, and it goes super easy. So you can see it makes it perfect sizes. And so how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can get 8 out of that if your comb is completely drawn out, which is great. Another thing that you can do, if the bees drew the honey out a little weird, a little funky to where you've got different little spots, this one looks fine. But if you got different little spots like in the middle here that's not drawn out, or maybe they built it funny, you can go around it too. So if it's only like down here, you can cut it right here. I'm not sure if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. But also on the pieces that don't fit in these containers here, we'll put them in these jars. So this isn't filled up yet, but this will be chunk honey. And so basically how this will work is we'll fill this jar up with honey as much as we can. And it works great because people like the honey in it, and they also like the comb. So these are just ones that didn't fit in these containers quite. They were just a little too small, or they didn't look quite good. So we'll go ahead and put them in the jar, fill it up with honey, and these will sell great. And so another thing that I want to talk about is I'm going to go ahead and put these lids on just so nothing gets into these comb. I'll put a label on here in a second, but I want to talk about the honey at the bottom of the case. If I could get this lid on. Okay, there we go. So at the bottom of here, these are ones that have been sitting for a little while, so this is probably all the honey that's going to be filled up. But there's a little bit of honey right here. And so to some people that might be a big deal. Others like it because they have a little bit of honey that they can get out of it. For me, it's not that big of a deal, but what we'll do is we can leave some of these to drain out right here. So you can see there's a lot of honey down here, so they've been draining out. And so you can leave these to sit, and then you can put them in the containers that way that there's no honey in the bottom, or you can go ahead and just put them in the containers like I did, and they will basically drain out into here. We're going to do both just to see which ones people like better, for some people that like it more with the honey, stuff like that. So here is our labels. I'm going to go ahead and put it on. I'm not the best at putting labels on, but that's alright because I don't normally do it anyways. And so, again, these are really, really great, and we like these. And also, I wanted to say again, the frames are from Skipper Luttrell in Tennessee, and I'll make sure to link that video. That way you can check it out. So thanks to him. We really, really appreciate it. And so I'll go ahead and put this on right on here. We're doing it in the middle. I'm not sure if you want to do it maybe at the top, down in the bottom. We just put it right in the center here. A lot of pressure right now, but there we go. And then it folds down onto the sides here. That way that lid stays on. There we go. All right, and that's done. And so we'll make sure that we wipe these down. That way they're not sticky or anything. We like to do that with our bottles too. That's pretty much it. And I think that's all I really wanted to talk about in this video. Thanks again to Gus and Skipper Luttrell for all of this, and to Pierce for sure for sending us this. We really, really appreciate it, and we've had a lot of fun with it, and can hope to continue doing some more cut comb. And so we'll do this frame, this next frame here in a little bit, and then I'll also go ahead and start putting these in their containers. And so if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I'll do my best to get to those. I'll leave all the links in the description so you can check out this stuff. I believe I already mentioned this, but this is from Blue Sky Beekeeping Supplies. Sorry, I've been messing that up all day. And so again, if you want to get these, you can totally check these out. They're great, 2x4s. And also, I'm not sure what Hive Life's going to look like this year, But if they're doing 2x4s, I'm definitely going to be taking a blue ribbon home, so don't even try. I've definitely got it. And no, I don't really mean that, but we are definitely going to enter their honey show. Honey show is really, really fun, and the first one we did was at Hive Life. We had a lot of fun with it, and so hopefully we'll see all you guys at Hive Life. Thanks for watching this video. Follow along for more bee adventures, and be here next time on Beekeeping with Natalie.